Hi, my name is Bruce Krieger, and I'd like to show you the power carving station I made for my small workshop. Right off in my garage, I have a small workshop that's about 7 foot by 10 foot wide. I've got it packed about as full as you can get a small workshop. I've even got shelves up near the ceiling to store all my equipment. This is my power carving station that I made. It's got a plexiglass box up top with a dust collection system and a homemade Thien separator filter in the bottom. Since my workshop isn't big, I wanted something that was portable that I could take down easily and not take a bunch of room. So I made it where the pieces come apart real easily. The enclosure is made of just thin, like 1/16 inch thick plexiglass. It's got 3 sides on it. The sides and the back are just held together with duct tape. I did this so that it could fold up, so if you take the top off, the 3 sides will fold up. The bottom is just sitting, I cut out a small groove in the tabletop where the plexiglass fits down in it, and that kind of gives it a good seal all the way around. For the top, I just took the other piece of plexiglass and cut it square, and then I just used some packing tape here to fold a small piece on the front, and I kind of made dovetail joints here where the 2 pieces can fit together, and put 2 thin pieces of wood on each side to kind of make it a little sturdier. On the inside, you can see I bought some of that LED stick-on lights and stuck them around the top of it. This works good for lighting up your piece, and I put the switch back here on the side, and it's just held on with Velcro tape. So when you want to take it down and fold it up, you can just pull the switch off and then pull the top off, and then fold the 3 sides up. The working surface of the carving station is just a 3/4 inch piece of MDF that I had spare sitting around. You could use plywood or whatever, any 3/4 inch material. To make it where I could take it off to my permanent workbench easily, I just put 2 screws in the back corner. These are 5/16 inch by 2 inch lag screws. There's one there in that corner and one over there in that far corner. If I decide I want to take this off and use my workbench, I can just take those 2 screws out and the whole thing slides off the workbench. For the dust collection area, I've cut out this section here, a little grate that you can use as a working surface. Of course, you can tell when I made it with my router, I messed up. The router caught and messed up a couple places, but anyway, that piece comes out like that, and that leaves you with the collection area that goes down into the dust collection hose down at the bottom. I made this part, just took some 1x2s, made a square frame, and nailed that onto the bottom of the MDF. Then I stapled some screen to the bottom of that first 1x2. Then I took another set of 1x2s, made another circle underneath the screen to give it some room, that if the screen gets plugged up here, the air can still suck, under the sides. So you can see there's 2 1x2 frames, and then I just put a piece of 3/4 or 1/4 inch luan below that, and on the bottom of that I put a 3 inch toilet flange, and that works real good for a 4 inch flexible hose. Flexible hose, I bought these clamps that have thumb screws on them, so you can easily turn those and slide off to the thing. So there you can see how the toilet flange is just screwed onto the bottom of that 1/4 inch luan plywood. Here's a good shot where you can see how the whole thing is put together. I've got a Fordham power carving tool here. I've got it just hanging from a piece of PVC conduit, and it comes down. I made a little hook here where I can hang my handpiece up there. So Since I like sitting on my stool here, I set my foot pedal for the power carver down here, and that way I sit there and my legs are on each side of this 4-inch dust collection hose. You can see here where the hose comes down from my work surface above into the side of this trash can cover, and then coming out of the center is where the suction hose goes out and goes out through the wall to my dust collection motor and bag outside. This is a Thien filter or centrifugal separator, whatever you want to call it. I got the idea for this off the internet watching another YouTube video, and you can find those out there. This is just my version of it. To take the trash can out and empty it, you just either take this hose loose here, or you can take these two loose here and take the slap trash can out. So this is the cover of my Thien filter that I made. You can see it's got a 3-inch PVC coupling here for the center connection. This has a 4-inch outer diameter and 3 inches on the inside. And then I took a half of a 3-inch coupling. I cut the coupling in half here and glued it on to a 90-degree 3-inch elbow. So it sits in the trash can like that. The air comes in from the table above through this 90-degree elbow, and it swirls around the outside edge of the trash can. And then I've cut the bottom of this plate. I've cut it like a 1-inch gap that is 270 degrees of the way around, and then a wider, the outside edge there touches the side of the trash can. So as the dust comes in, it circles around the trash can, and then the heavier dust falls out in this section here, and the air is sucked from the dust collection system back up through the center here. That way it's sucking mostly air, and all the dust falls in the bottom of the trash can. This seems to work very efficiently. I probably used this for about 30-40 hours, and all that dust is in the bottom of the trash can, and the bag on the dust collector outside is virtually still clean. If you wanted to make this top, I just cut a round circle, cut the 2 holes for the center and then the one for the outside, such that this 90-degree elbow is almost touching the side of the trash can. I cut some 3/4-inch CPVC pipes to make basically standoff brackets there, and I put some long carriage bolts, 4 of them, coming through to the bottom with lock nuts and washers on the bottom. So basically you just cut 3 circles of 3/4-inch plywood. This one touches the side of the can. This is in about 1 inch, and cut that so that it's 270 degrees around, and then the rest of it, 120 degrees of it, will be touching the side of the trash can. This gives you this area here that doesn't touch the trash can for all the dust to fall down in the bottom. Originally I had my dust collector blower inside the workshop here with me, and it was kind of loud, so then I decided to put it out in my workshop. So I ran the 4-inch hose over to the wall and ran a 3-inch piece of PVC through the wall, and since my dust collector is outside, it's now a lot quieter in here while I'm working. So out on the other side of that wall in my garage, this is where the 3-inch PVC comes through the wall, and I just cut 3-inch PVC and then cut a 3-inch coupling in half and glued it on, and this gives you a 4-inch diameter for your flexible hose out inside. This is my dust collector and dust collection bag and a 4-inch flexible hose. I bought the dust collector at Harbor Freight Tools. It's a 1 horsepower, 13-gallon dust collection system. So here's the dust collector hooked back up to the 3-inch PVC pipe coming through the wall from the workshop area. As I mentioned, I put this out in the garage so that the noise wouldn't be as loud inside my workshop while I'm working. You just cut it on here. And starts sucking and blows up the black. Like I said, the bag is still nearly empty from when I first bought it. Over on the workshop. You can tell in here it's still fairly quiet. I've been real happy with this setup. The really neat thing about this is by having it sucking the air down right here at the front of the box, there's no dust at all comes out into my workshop area. I can sit right in front of it without a dust mask and not get any dust in my nose. It's just like the air pulling down from this top here, going down into the dust here, kind of makes like an airflow wall right in the front. So as you're working on your carving back here, the dust is being sucked down between you and the piece. So it's really nice. You don't have to wear a dust mask or anything while you're carving. And occasionally I do lift up this piece here and take my shot back, as some of the dust will collect on the screen here. It keeps out the bigger pieces. I just take my shot back and suck the pieces off the screen and then slide it back in place. And this gives you a good place to work above. And by adding those 2 layers of the 1x2s, it leaves space between the grate here and the screen, and then also between the screen and the bottom board, so that the air can still suck. So if this area here gets clogged up with dust, it's still sucking all the way around here. So it works really good. So I hope you can see this. I just want to kind of show how the top and all comes off. The switch for the lights inside, just like I said, was Velcro, comes off here. The top, after you just lifts off like that. And here you can see the this is just self-adhesive lights. I did add a little extra packing tape to make sure it didn't come loose. This piece here unplugs. So this piece comes off, and there you can see I just put packing tape along there to hold that. You can see the notches here that fit down into these notches to give it a little extra support. You can see I just put that groove there for these boards to support the top, make it more rigid. I think if the sides and top had been made out of 1/4-inch plexiglass, it'd probably been a little more rigid and sturdy, but these were like half the price, so I went that way. So this piece comes off, it's virtually flat. Then these side pieces come off, and you can lift this up, and since that's duct tape in the back, you can fold them up. One thing I didn't do is I didn't leave enough space between this piece and that piece when I taped them together. So mine, when I take it out, it won't fold all the way flat. I would recommend leaving probably a 1/4-inch gap at least between the 2 pieces of plexiglass when you tape them together. That way you could fold this whole thing flat. So then this comes off. If you make it where it folds up flat, that would fold flat. And then you can see this piece, I would just take out the 2 bolts here and here, and this whole piece comes off. I could disconnect my hose at the bottom, and it's virtually flat too. So the whole carving station folds up fairly small and compact if you do the tape right. So that's my power carving station and dust collection system. Works great for a small workshop. You can fold it all up small and compact and store it away and work on your workbench when you're not carving. I really appreciate all the people on the internet that put out YouTube videos, and it helped me a lot to come up with my ideas for this one. So thanks to everybody out there, and I hope my video helps you too.